And when people see that you are listening with respect and not judging them, they open. That trust is the base for everything that comes in next. At Ajay Poly Limited, I got a chance to build a factory from zero, from land purchase, you can say. That is a both privilege and a responsibility on the shoulders. In those early days, whether it is a new plant or existing site, I look for the quick wins, the two in cash, like fixing safety concerns for them, like adding clean washroom for them.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to FaceTime with Leaders, a podcast by Directors Institute World Council of Directors. I'm your host, Tanayol, and today's episode is a real treat for those passionate about manufacturing, operational, and innovative leadership. Joining us today is someone who's not just run plants, he's transformed them. We're talking about streamlined processes, zero-defect initiatives, 2,300 Kaizens a year. I mean, that's not just execution, that's vision turned into discipline.
Thank you, Tanay. I'm grateful for the warm welcome and feel to be here. It's not often we get a chance to pause and reflect on what we have learned over a period of time. And I'm excited to share that learning with others. Thank you once again, Tanay.
We're truly honored to have you, sir. You've led from the front, from Videocon to Godrej, shaping performance metrics and cultures alike. What I find most impressive is how you've embedded ESG, digital transformation, and people leadership into your DNA, not as side strategies, but as core principles.
Absolutely. Over time, I have learned that real progress is just not about the technology. It's about the people, the culture. And when both come together, the impact is loud and clear and precise. Thank you.
That's right, Mr. Pargaonkar, and that is why I couldn't wait to have this conversation. So let's dive in for our your own words. Could you tell us how it all began? Like, what did those early days look like, and how did they shape the leader you are today?
Thanks for asking me to look at my journey. Uh, I come from a humble beginning from a small village at Parali. My academic journey took me from rural schools to taluka and to district level institution and ultimately leading me to Mumbai, one of India's largest metropolitan cities. For my academic education, this transition was not geographic, it was transformational. I pursued my engineering degree at VJTI Mumbai, a premier institute known for its academic excellence. For the first time, I lived away from my family, and this independence taught me critical life lessons. To start with, managing limited financial resources taught a sense of responsibility. During our group assignments, then projects, and then presentations, I developed key qualities such as collaboration, resilience, time management, and then creative problem solving. In our sandwich course of 6 months internship, I did it at Siemens, where I learned about my communication skill development and to small level of decision making skills. While many start their career at structured roles at offices, I stepped into the core of production and operations. I was fortunate to begin my career with machines, with skilled workforce, real-time operational challenges, and in my professional career earlier at Forbes Gokak, then at Videocon, and then at Voltas, I had the rare privilege of working closely with the senior leader and a visionary business leader, Shri Priyan Dhut sir. I gained a 360-degree understanding of business operations, right from procurement to production end, finished goods, and right from purchase to market planning. Every approach of business, I could get an opportunity. On the show floor, I learned that leadership is to be about to being approachable, being available, and listening to the workforce, making firm yet fair decisions. And this also has helped me to learn several steps ahead, like anticipating bottlenecks of the operations, then coordinating with multiple sections. And these skills, I believe, are vital for leadership across any domain. This hands-on exposure helped me observe, learn, and gradually take on responsibilities that directly impacted business. Celebrating, recognizing, and appreciating small achievements helped me learn that empathy is not a soft skill. It is a core leadership trait. Today, my leadership style is both people-centered and result-driven, both. In a sense, what I will say, leadership to me is not defined by the titles or roles or positions. It's in the mindset. A mindset built through real-world challenges, a constant desire to grow, and a deep commitment to those who serve.
Very well said. So I think initial experiences, the more hands-on they are, the more one learns at the beginning only about the
Yes,
root level problems, right?
yeah, absolutely.
So, listening to your journey, one thing that really stands out is your ability to lead with both clarity and care. And I want to break up something remarkable, reducing manpower by 12% while actually increasing output. Now, that kind of output doesn't just happen from tweaking numbers, it takes vision, system thinking, and a whole lot of empathy. So, was there ever a moment where walking that tightrope between driving efficiency and staying deeply human really challenged you?
Surely, it is time testing, or tightrope, and challenging. But believe me, it is an enjoyable part. Leading with empathy, with improving operations is more than a management goal. It's continuous test of vision, judgment, and human connections. Over the years, I have had the opportunity to lead the transformation projects at reputed organizations like Voltas, Whirlpool, and Godrej. These efforts often deliver measurable outcomes in terms of better productivity, optimized workforce, and streamlined operations. I would urge respected viewers to visit my LinkedIn profile to get details about various professional achievements and number matrices. But believe me, behind every number was a much deeper, more human challenge and guiding people through change with clarity, respect, and due care. At Voltas, we carried out a complete overhaul of operations to improve production output by 40%. I was responsible for redesigning layouts, setting up new installations, and managing the sensitive dynamics of worker unions. Each task brought a technical challenge and human challenge too. For instance, changing layout required a technical challenge of engineering skill, the modification, the new installation, but trust building with multiple cross-functional experienced technicians was a critical. To lead under real heavy work pressure, I made it a point to stay close to the team, interacting during tea times, playing informal sports, participating in community events, and this has developed me in cultivating emotional intelligence and transparent communication. This helped to build a feeling of unity, working shoulder to shoulder. And one of the biggest success was that we have strategically reallocated 72 of our employees to our another plant where their skills were better utilized and their dignity was protected. At Whirlpool, we implemented what is called as Miles Operation Sequence Technique, popularly known as MOST. This initiative helped us to reduce manpower by around 78 numbers, with productivity and the production increased by 12%. We ran workshops. We involved shop floor workers, supervisors, manager. We adopted popular practices like Kanban, FIFO, My Machine, overall equipment efficiency, two-bin system, and many more, and ensured that every employee felt a part of this journey. We backed this with a strong reward and recognition system under the Parivartan. Parivartan is a name for change is constant. I prominently remember one turning point where we had to demolish a civil structure while manufacturing work going on below that civil structure under the slab. Normally, this would require a production stop of 25 days proper shutdown. But we did it in just 4 days of shutdown with zero downtime and during working hours. It was just a moment that tested my ability because it was both a strategy and care that has to be bothered, that has to be taken care of. At Godrej, I was awarded with Sarvasreshta Puraskar for business case study. Our focus was on improving throughput, overall equipment efficiency, and productivity using lean principles, and to improve at least 15% year over year. That was what we decided. We introduced Kaizens, zero-defect, real-time process monitoring, which is element of Industry 4.0. We also embraced systems like TPM, CII Green Co certifications, IMS system, and forming cross-functional team, we ensured that daily improvement happens on the shop floor. This was only possible because of all-inclusive leadership and the culture that is from worker to the top management. The result was not just higher efficiency, but stronger team morale and the ownership, which is very much essential for a business. All these experiences are not only operational wins, but human achievements led fairly with purpose. What I have learned is simple. When people are respected, involved, and heard, they don't resist change. They become the strongest supporters of that change. In such machine manual ecosystems, empathy is just not a soft skill, it is a strategic advantage. It builds trust, drives engagement, and leads to sustainable and lasting performance.
Very well said, sir. I think unity of people can help solve any problem as long as they're on the same page and willing to work together.
Yes,
I can't help but think of those large scale expansion projects you've led, whether it's a greenfield site or a brownfield turnaround. Those early days are where everything starts to take shape. So, when you step into a fresh build or a transformation like that, what's your mindset during those first 100 days? Like, how do you begin shaping direction, energy, and alignment right from the start?
well, that's a nice question. That's a nice question. And it is putting me to think back again. When you step into a greenfield project or take a major brownfield transformation, the first few days are not just about building or systems or installations. They are about setting the foundation for the culture, the trust, and shared common purpose. In my career, I have led a range of transformational projects, building new shop floors, warehouses, installing hydrocarbon refrigerant storage, solar power plant, fire safety systems, and many more. But the real challenge is not the technical complexity. It is leading various stakeholder people together for a common purpose. I have learned that true leadership is not about creating environment where others succeed. Especially in the first 100 days, I follow three core principles: listen deeply, act deliberately, and align relentlessly. Before making any decision, I focus on understanding the ground really, the people, the culture, the processes, and even the unspoken challenges. I walked the shop floor. I sat with workers, engineers, the support staff, even external stakeholders like contractors and vendors, everybody. I listened to them, not just for their issues, but for their stories, but for their pride, their pain points. And when people see that you are listening with respect and not judging them, they open. That trust is the base for everything that comes in next. At Ajay Poly Limited, I got a chance to build a factory from zero, so from land purchase, you can say. That is a both privilege and a responsibility on the shoulders. In those early days, whether it is a new plant or existing site, I look for the quick wins to encash, like fixing safety concerns for them, like adding clean washroom for them, improving lunch areas for the people who want to work there, creating resting spaces for them whenever they want to enjoy, and making very clear about their job. So these small steps help me to build the momentum. And I also involved union leaders early so that this early engagement showed that the work is all inclusive and alignment is everything. Everyone must see a big picture. And when they feel they become a part of it, those early choices set the culture, and that culture becomes the foundation for the continuous improvement. Just to brief it up, I will say that in the first 100 days, I created the space where the best answers emerged from the team. They were not top-down approach. And we worked together. Our directions were together. We fueled energy through small achievements. And believe me, leadership during transformation is about connection. When people feel seen, heard, and valued, they don't just follow the change. They become part of it and they lead it.
Amazing way to sum it up, sir. Even I can't put it better than that. That when people understand it, they help it.
Yes, you are right.
So, what really strikes me is how grounded your approach is, and that brings me to something I've been wanting to ask, especially in today's climate. We're surrounded by AI, digital dashboards, agile systems. Manufacturing is moving at a whole new pace. But you've seen this industry evolve from ground up. So, in a world
Yes.
racing towards automation, how do you see traditional, time tested manufacturing wisdom still holding its ground?
Oh, that's a tough question, but yeah, uh, this is a thoughtful and timely question, I would say, because manufacturing today stands at crossroads. On one side, we have a rich legacy of experience and discipline, process discipline, I would say. And the other side, we face the rapid rise of digital transformation, then automation, robotics, artificial intelligence, and you named, they are all there. But I believe these two worlds are not in conflict. Rather, they need each other. That's my personal belief. Having been with industry, having witnessed that industry evolve from manual shop floor to the smart factories, I can confidently say, in a world filled with data and algorithms, it's often human judgment, the experience, and the intuitions that gives us the winning advantage. These insights you cannot download, you cannot automate, you cannot simulate. And some principles of working are still the strong foundation and are timeless. Like I will use say that discipline in the process of manufacturing, maybe clean and organized shop floors, maybe continuous improvement, then smooth material flow across the floor, then clear root cause analysis, the waste reduction projects, and you name them. At one plant, our real-time system logged various stoppages, including breakdowns. But the system still relied on the honesty of the worker who used to initiate the breakdown time into the system. A seasoned supervisor would understand the mood of the team, and he can advise the supervisor to take up this as a challenge. He can coach them and correct the system. So that kind of emotional and situational intelligence, I think no dashboard can replace. And maybe it will not, it should not. When we launched digital dashboards, the real breakthrough did not come from the data itself. It came from how we use it in a real sense. Like during Game Box, we and leaders used to see those dashboards and we initiated meaningful conversation for the action, for the future course of action, for the insights. And that physical presence built a strong culture which is faster and smart decision making. At Godrej, for example, we introduced lean practices alongside digital tracking systems. What changed wasn't just the number, it was the mindset. People realized that technology could amplify the expertise and not work against them, not replace them. We integrated AGVs, robotics, low cost automation, and even on older machines. All these achievements on older machines too. The success came with training our teams both for the old system as well as new system together smartly but purposefully. So let us not choose between the tradition and transformation. Let's blend them with wisdom, empathy, and a common purpose. That is what I do.
Very well said. So I think only it is the humans that are still controlling whatever technology is coming in, and we can't negate that. It's still because the technology is same to everybody, but people are using it differently.
Yes, yes, sure.
So, hearing how you carry both legacy and innovation with such ease, it makes me wonder what's next on the horizon for you. Like after everything you've built, everything you've led, do you see yourself leaning more into strategic or boardroom roles going forward?
That's a thought-provoking question, and very well said. Uh, One that I have reflected deeply during my discussions. My journey began with engineering degree, followed by an MBA in operations management, and even I did an advanced diploma in industrial safety, driven by Deputy Director Technical Education, Mumbai, Maharashtra State. Over the years, I have worked with entire value chain, handling various business processes, legal compliances because I was handling safety. I was closely working with HR also, stakeholder engagement in terms of from the sales to the after sales service, digital transformations, customer satisfaction. So all these areas I have covered over a period of time. After years of building operations and leading transformations, managing projects, audits, systems, and working closely with teams at every level, now I believe I should move towards more strategic and board level goals. In particularly, I'm drawn to the areas like corporate governance, maybe ESG, and long-term value creation. I believe this is where I can make a meaningful difference in shaping the organizations for the future. Roles like non-executive director or ESG director provide a unique opportunity to guide from a broader perspective, focusing on ethics, sustainability, and stakeholder trust. With my background in operational excellence and strong people-focused approach, I bring both hands-on credibility and strategic vision to the table. I learned early on that environmental responsibility is not a choice, it's a core value. It is of vital importance to follow the principle that lean is green and green makes business skills or business sense. And more importantly, CIA Greenco is supporting on this direction, and we can use this as a stepping stone towards embracing ESG principles deeply and practically. I see ESG not just as a compliance, but as a competitive advantage. The companies that embed sustainability will not just survive, but they will lead it in future. That is what I believe. The next chapter of my journey is about elevating everything that I have learned from ground floor to the boardroom. I want to help organizations supporting disruption with confidence, grounded in operational excellence, driven by empathy, and always focused on creating lasting value for the stakeholders. I believe that sustainability, governance, and purposeful leadership are no longer optional. They are the foundations of future-ready business.
Very well said, sir. I think, and any company it would be a pleasure for them to have you on board, sir.
Yes.
So I know you've led some of the most rigorous audits and compliance initiatives out there, but when we zoom out a bit and look at the bigger ESG picture, especially with Indian manufacturing, there's still so much untapped potential, right? From your
Yes,
perspective, what part of ESG framework do you feel still flies under the radar or isn't being leveraged the way it could truly be?
that's a nice question. See, what I believe is that around the world, and certainly even in Bharat too, we are witnessing rising temperatures, polluted rivers, worsening air qualities, and growing stress on urban infrastructure, traffic jam and everything, noise pollution, everything you can add it. The signs are loud and clear that nature is responding not with anger, but with correction. Our modern institutions often fall short. Many companies check the boxes on laws and regulations, but lack the strategic integration of ESG. For example, employee well-being of mental health, financial literacy, career development, or even we can say inclusion of women and contract labor. See, most of the organizations don't even measure the employee satisfaction honest way. The gaps create distrust, maybe social unrest, and raise serious concern about the governance at the board level. It's time we should ask ourselves, are our system, standards, and policies truly ready to meet the scale of today's environmental and social challenges, including climate challenges? For example, ISO system today demand to go beyond just technical and system compliance. They ask to include climate change as core requirement. Governments are leading the energy management standards, product star ratings, and mandatory GHG emission flow disclosures for the companies. Untreated wastewater, noise, air pollution, traffic, these are all becoming everyday misery for us. These are, I can say, no longer minor inconveniences. They are symptoms of system stretched too far to its limits. Let us reflect on this. We are using more air conditioner than before, and while they bring comfort, they also contribute to rising urban heat for the common people. Should we not mandate a tree plantation for at least one air conditioner sold? It's simple. It's a nature positive step. We have to take what we take, we have to give it back. What is needed is a strict, transparent, and accountable monitoring. We must champion practical, visible solutions. To name few such as like tree lined on the streets, then herbal gardens, maybe effective fogging on street trees, maybe water filtration system, circular economy, and minimalistic consumption, which we call as a nano principle. Use only as much as is needed. Bharat has always led this with practical sustainability. Believe me, using banana leaf for meals, earthen cups in railways, leaf-based fuel used for briquettes as a briquettes. These are examples of truly wisdom that today's ESG framework should learn from. We must build our corporate boards with holistic thinking, like not in silos in environment, society, and then business, but with a connected view of life and long-term responsibility. As we face climate emergencies and social divides, we must remember we are not separate from nature, we are part of it. Let's not forget that empathy, equity, and environmental care leads to peace. Let us cherish the value of the concept Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The world is one family. If ESG is to be meaningful, then it must be deeply rooted in culture, driven by values, and guided by purpose. And believe me, we at Bharat are bountifully gifted with it.
Very well said, sir, I think. So before we wrap up, I want to touch on something a bit closer to home to us, your recent journey with Directors Institute. With the wealth of experience you already bring to the table, I'm curious what drew you to DI at this stage and how has it aligned with where you are professionally right now?
That's a nice question. How I pulled to Directors Institute. Yeah, after many years of working in the manufacturing world, handling operations, leading big challenges, managing teams across different industries, I learned hard way that there is no right way to do wrong things. And I started thinking differently to explore my ability, how companies should be guided from the top with purpose, responsibility, and long-term vision. That is where I decided to explore board level leadership. This journey brought me to Directors Institute. And I must say, the support and timing were flawless and perfect. What drew me to Directors Institute, I will call it as DI now, was its practical approach to preparing leaders for board roles. It focused on the real work that happens in the boardrooms, like making ethical decisions, understanding legal duties and complying to them, handling risks of the business, and embracing ESG, total environment, social, and governance responsibilities together. From the first session, I found that the training is very clear, very useful, and highly relevant. It has helped me connect with my operational experience, like leading energy saving projects, which I did in earlier role, or driving lean system, to the bigger picture of company strategy and sustainability. One of the best part of the program is the peer group. I got to learn and share ideas with our senior professionals from different industries. We had rich and open conversations. Thanks to DI, now I feel more prepared and confident to step into new roles. And it has given me the right tools, the right language, and a strong network of leaders who care about doing the things the right way. In simple words, DI didn't just improve my profile, it matched my purpose. It helped me take leadership journey to next level. I would strongly recommend to join DI to any experienced professional who wants to contribute beyond their roles and make a deeper impact in shaping companies of the future. They must join it.
Thank you so much for those kind words, sir. Conversation like this remind us why leadership isn't just a title, it's a mindset, and yours is one that leaves a lasting impression. So, thank you so much for bringing such depth, candor, and vision to today's episode.
Thank you. Thank you. This has been a truly pleasure for me. What makes this conversation stand out was how naturally and thoughtfully it flowed. So nice of you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Most welcome, sir, because that's exactly what this platform is about real leaders, real stories, and lessons that linger long after the mic turns off. To everyone listening, thank you so much for being a part of this journey with FaceTime with Leaders by Directors Institute. We'll catch you next time with another voice that's reshaping the future quietly, consistently, and with purpose. Thank you so much, everyone.